genuinely can't believe that there was a point of time in my life, like 5th, 4th grade, where I let people convince me that my skin was not the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, I would be like, oh, if I could just be light skin or just a little white girl, things would be much easier. And you know, the thing is, like, being a black woman, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I would, if someone gave me, genuinely, I swear on everything, if someone gave me $1 million to bleach my skin, to change my skin tone, I would turn it down. Some may call that crazy, but hell motherfucking no. I love my skin, and I think, and this is no shade to anyone that has to tan or feels the need to be darker and all that stuff. I'm just glad I don't even have to do that. Like, I'm down to tan with my friends and go out, get a little darker, get a little tan line. Other than that, I really woke up like this. Like, I love this for me. I'm so thankful for God that he made me a dark-skinned chocolate goddess, because if I wasn't this, then life just wouldn't be as fulfilling. Oh, shot. Oh, like, I know y'all.
I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I could tell whether you really like black girls or not just by looking you in your eyes. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course being in elementary school felt like being black in the 1800s. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I'm 5,000 different shades of dark skin depending on the lighting. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I just mind my business on social media, scroll through and see a bunch of think pieces about how dark-skinned women are so aggressive, RXD, and light-skinned women are beanie babies. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course my skin glows. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course old-ass men are gonna come up to me and call me Nubian Queen. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I get called pretty for dark skin. It's okay if you find me attractive, even though you don't like black women. No need for the disclaimer, baby. Thank you. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I'm going to be minding my business in La La Land, whoop-de-doo, and someone gonna think I have an attitude. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I have to use black lip liner because the browns that all the girlies use is my skin tone. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course I have a beautiful smile. I'm a dark-skinned girl. Of course every little dark-skinned black girl I see, I'm going to make sure to call her beautiful so this world does not tear her down and make her think anything less of herself.
Every dark-skinned girl has a story about a dark...
No, let's discuss this because I really want to piggyback on what she's just said. If you haven't watched her video, go and watch it. But I know a lot of black women and black girls in general have a story to tell about how some, I say some, black men or black boys in general, like, have made them feel like shit. Like dustbin, like utter crap. Like you shit on the floor. Growing up, I was not the most confident person. Like I would never ever call myself beautiful. Even till now, it still feels a bit weird, but I know I'm not ugly. And like anyone who knows me so well, you know how I was in terms of like, I would just randomly just sit there and be like, I'm so ugly. And this stemmed from having little comments from like boys telling me that I'm ugly for no reason whatsoever. No reason. Like my earliest memory of being called ugly was when I was going home from school one day. I went to an all-girls school, so the only time you saw boys is if you're like getting on a bus going home and everything. And these bunch of boys were getting on a bus like further down the road, and you know they wanted to go upstairs because obviously that's where the cool kids like to see it. And I'm standing there innocent, and I was short. I was mad short, and I remember just looking at them, just going upstairs. And the one at the back was just like, "Oh, why's this ugly thing? Why's this ugly girl looking at me, man? Like, why's this ugly butters girl looking at me?" And all his friends were laughing, and I was standing there like, and I was by myself. I didn't have my friends with me, and I remember going home, and I was just so upset. I wasn't really a crier, even till now. I'm not a crier, but like I remember just. Anytime I'm with my mum or like I'm just sitting there, I'll just randomly be like, you know, I'm just so ugly. I don't understand why I'm so ugly. And my mum would get so upset. She would be like, what do you mean? Like, where is this? Why is this happening? Like, why are you saying all these things? And I just could never explain that. People, boys in general, that's just one story out of the many times I've been called ugly. And I grew up thinking I was ugly. Like, guys, it was so bad. Like, I would even tweet stuff like when I was like 17, 18, I would tweet stuff like, oh, I'm so ugly. And people used to think I would say it for attention, but that was just me just saying it because I always say it physically anyway. And I would just tweet it, and it was so bad. It was so bad. And I feel like it's contributed to the way I make eye contact with people because I can't look at people for too long without me thinking, oh, they're probably going to look at me and think she's ugly. Bearing in mind, I was also a chubby girl, and is it I called myself fat or I called myself ugly? It was either one. But obviously, I grew up, lost weight, looked a bit better, skin got a bit better, and I don't think I'm the hottest person out there, but I'm not ugly. And it's just sad that a lot of us feel like this because of like little comments that were made just to make us feel like shit, or just because they want to make their friends laugh and that. But yeah, we strong.
So I've never heard a man talk about this, and I haven't even heard a female talk about this in a while. But I'm gonna talk about how I felt growing up dark skinned. Growing up dark skinned, so first I'm biracial. My dad is from Pakistan and my mom is black, which is fine. And I'm dark skinned. In my whole family, I was one of 2 or 3 dark skinned people. On my dad's side, my grandpa was dark skinned. On my mom's side, my grandma is dark skinned and I have a cousin who's dark skinned. My entire family was light skinned or browner. So for the longest time, I thought I was adopted. I would always ask them, am I adopted because why am I so dark? Why am I so ugly? And I never really knew how my self-image was warped until I got older. So I would always ask them, like, am I adopted? And sometimes they'll play and say, yeah. And then they'll say no, so I thought I was adopted. So, you know, as I started to hit puberty, I'm going to school. And you know how the dark-skinned jokes are. So they would go in, and I really, really felt ugly. I didn't understand why I had black circles under my eye. I didn't understand why my skin was darker than everybody else's. And it just seemed like at that time, all the girls like light-skinned dudes. It just seemed like light skin was what you were supposed to be. And then I'm coming home and my mama bleaching her skin. That's when bleach was in. But she had acne problems and other stuff like that. So it produced really, really low self-esteem. And it felt like no one wanted you because you're dark skinned. For me, it felt like no one wanted me because I was dark skinned. It felt like I just felt ugly. I just felt ugly just for being dark skinned. I don't feel like that now. I love myself. I think I look great. But I felt so ugly just because I was dark skinned. And I owe myself so much forgiveness because I was beautiful then and now. But yeah, that was just on my mind right now.
Dealing with dark-skinned women is so damn hard because let her see one light-skinned girl in your past, all of a sudden she talking about something. I'm not even your type for real. Like, I see the type of bitches that you fuck with. Like, damn, that little light bright snuck up in there. I don't know where she came from. But let's focus on us. Like, let's focus on, no. I see the type of bitches you fuck with. It ain't me. What is you talking?
While there are so many gorgeous dark-skinned women in the world, I noticed that they don't allow dark-skinned women to be average and still considered beautiful, and that has always bothered me. Like, everybody can't look like Marsai Martin or can't look like Coco Jones. Like, why is that always our standard? Other races can be average, even a little below average, and they will still consider them beautiful. Do y'all watch these dating shows? Like, them other races of women be the regular, the basic, the most basic you can get. But as a black woman, we gotta be the baddest. She gotta dress the baddest. She gotta have the baddest body, the baddest face, like long hair, everything. Like, she has to have everything just like stacked up in order to be considered beautiful. And I always just thought that was so lame.
Alright, as a dark-skinned girl, let me know if y'all can relate to this. I sometimes find myself being boy crazy whenever I see a guy that is attractive. But then a thought hits me like, you're not his type. Like, if you know, then you know. Like, the stereotypical attractive guy tend to go for the women that is short, lighter skin tone, probably mixed and thick. And all of those qualities are the exact opposite of what I have. I'm literally skinny, tall, and black as hell. I literally will redirect my thoughts, check myself, and be like, oh shit, I keep forgetting how I look. Like, I know for a fact that I cannot stand a chance with those type of men. That's why I just don't even say anything anymore. I don't go in public. I just be like, oh, he's cute, and I move on with my life, because it's like I know for a fact I don't have a chance with dating this guy or even getting a response out of him. I know, it's terrible, I know.
Let's do some skincare while I share some of my dark skin girl traumas. Do you remember being bullied in high school? Because unfortunately, I remember. I'm gonna share one particular story that really traumatized me because I just will never forget it. My parents decided to take us out of the public school I was in, and I was honestly excited to get a new start. It was 8th grade. I was slightly bullied in middle school. It's a big school, so you know, you can get away. You know, there's other kids to pick on. But my parents now moved me into this charter school, which was much smaller. So I didn't know the level of bullying I was gonna reach, and I reached it. I walk in on the first day of school, and boom, it started. I get to school early, of course, because I'm new, so, you know, I'm gonna have to get a lay of the land. So I'm in class early, people are walking in, some people are saying hi, and then I just randomly hear people laughing in the hallway. And of course, when you've been bullied a lot, you just automatically get nervous when you hear people laughing, because it's like, what's funny? And then you automatically think it's you. And it was me. So I hear them laughing, and the first thing I hear was, yo, she black as hell. Right after hearing that, my heart literally sunk, because it was 2 guys, you know, running around the hallway. And of course, they were followed by their girl posse, one Hispanic girl and another light-skinned girl. And I actually knew the light-skinned girl from previous schools that we went to, so it was weird to see her there. It was even more weird that she was laughing with them and joking with them. You know, I was sad. First day, first class, people were already making fun of me because of my skin tone. Very, very, very annoying. When you start a new school, you just want to be accepted. You just want to fit in like everyone else. You don't want to be the pun of the joke. So from there on, I really had to have, boom, I'm not tearing up because of the story. I had a big personality, and there were students who find that out because your little jokes weren't going to put me down, because I think my parents did a pretty good job of building my confidence. You know, my dad would always tell me, don't worry, people are jealous of you. People are jealous of you. Don't let them get to you. Whatever they say to you, say thank you. So, I mean, I didn't always say thank you, but in the back of my head, I was like, whatever, I don't care what this person says about me. And till this day, I thank my parents for that, because I was pretty confident, even though I was always bullied for my skin tone, which is stupid. I think because I had a big personality, the jokes came in even more and more and more, because people considered me annoying, because it's like, why is this dark-skinned girl always talking, or always, you know, loud, whatever, or, you know, why is she so happy all the time? Because I want to be. Let me be. I didn't care what people thought about me, to be honest with you. I just wanted to live my life the best I could while I can. So it is what it is. I have since grown from that trauma, and some things do still trigger me, I won't lie. To the people who think colorism isn't real, it's real, okay? We're treated differently. Y'all can say whatever you want, but for my first day of school, and the first thing I'm hearing is people making fun of me because my skin tone, come on now. And then for the rest of the school year, that was the pun of the joke. Shut up, oh, you black as hell, shut up. Oh, you dusty this, you dusty that. Oh, you black this, you black that. And I still look better than you. I just didn't know it at the time. Can you imagine? Trauma.
Being dark-skinned in school was mad. And the maddest thing about it is that I'm not even dark. There were people who were darker in complexion than me. I got dissed for being dark. Like, this, for some strange reason, was in the lick in school when I was in school in the early 2000s, secondary school, early 2000s. Not trying to give away my age, but you get what I'm saying. But it was dark. The self-hate was fucked. There was a guy that used to get called shoe polish. I remember one time I got called Black Attack. They used to switch off the lights in the drama room and say, yeah, let's find my man. It was dark, bro. Being black is not easy. And then the great shift happened, where all of a sudden, we would lick. I mean, the great shift, it happened. I don't know who started it, but it happened. It went from being called Choc Ice to Chocolate's Nice. We made it.
The jealousy and the hate towards dark skins in Houston's gotta stop. It gotta stop. You guys, today I went to a casting call, which I found out about last minute. And when I got out the car, these girls just looked at me, which I knew what that look was. It was like I just said hi and I was like, hey, you guys just came from the casting? They were like, yeah, we just came, but don't go in there. It's over with. It's done. Remind you, there was like 10 more minutes till it was supposed to be finished with. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna just go in my car. I go back in my car, and I had the weirdest feeling ever. Like, something kept telling me, go inside and see what's going on. But I didn't. By the time I ended up doing that, it was like past the time that the casting was over with. And I ended up speaking to the owners, and they were like, oh, the guys whose casting it was, he just left like 2 minutes ago. I said, those girls knew he was still in there. They knew I was going to the casting. They knew I possibly may have gotten casted. And they decided to be grimy and, like, nasty. And not, try to block a blessing. You can't block a blessing. With that said, I'm definitely hitting up the casting director, and I will be in that show. And if I'm not in that show, I'm going to be at that show. And they will see my face. Anyways, and whatever is for you will always be for you. I don't know what they thought they was blocking, but they definitely failed. And they got the right one. So y'all need to stop with all that hate towards dark skin. Hate towards other people in the same industry as you. There's room for everybody. Literally everybody.
I don't know how to put this into words, but being a dark-skinned Black girl, there's a lot of obstacles that I have to face. And one of them is the fact that I don't really have like a petite figure. My figure is very broad shoulders, very strong build. And it's very, very hard to like love myself and love my body because I don't have like super small waist and super small shoulders. And a lot of times media will take dark-skinned female athletes with a lot of a stronger build and like make fun of them. Also like strip away their femininity. I'm trying so hard to love my body and love my strong build. It's taking a strong, long process. I would only wear baggy clothes and baggy shirts because of this. I never really liked to wear dresses that showed off my broad shoulders because of how insecure that I felt. But I'm really, really trying. And if any other dark-skinned girls relate to this, please comment down below. We're going to support each other, start a journey. Because I'm really trying to get to the point where I am in love with my body and myself and my skin and everything about myself. So,
do you know what I really hate about being dark-skinned? And it's like, obviously, I love my skin color and everything, but then the one thing, and I think this is conditioning, so if you guys can help me uncondition, that would be amazing. But the one thing that I absolutely do not like about being dark skinned is that I've always been so conditioned to use black lip liner for my lips, because sometimes I just want like a brown chocolatey type of like lip combo, but I can't seem to find a dark brown lip liner that will work for my skin tone, so it's always black and then just a little bit of brown, if it even shows, not God. So help a shorty out, please.
Being dark skinned, it's hard. I cannot, almost any interaction I have with today's generation youth, I swear, like, I can't get around, like, just can't get around it. It's always gonna happen. Like, I'm the ugliest in the room because I'm dark skinned, and being bullied for being dark skinned, and all black neighborhood and all black school, shit affected me. You feel me? I never felt like I was good enough to say I could, those good compliments. And I know comparing can kill your soul because it takes your joy away comparing to everybody. But we're not just talking about that. We're talking about, like, all the shit I've been through, you know what I'm saying? not having confidence because I don't have lighter skin, you know. I ain't got the best clothes, not the best looker. I ain't got all that money. I ain't got the hoes. But I got soul. I got God. I got Jesus. Working on no lust, beating lust, you feel me? No corn, no defiling my soul with that activity. Spreading love and joy. Trying to change my thoughts like I'm ugly. Ain't nobody ever gonna love me. I'm too dark skinned. I'm just too dark skinned. Who's gonna appreciate that, you know? I wasn't blessed with light skin, you feel me? At times I wish I was white because I felt I was so ugly. So maybe if I had lighter skin, I thought about bleaching my skin. I really thought about bleaching my skin. I almost did it or tried. My confidence is so low. It's so low. I can't even take a picture, yo. I'm trying to take a picture. I hate the way I look. Trying to give it to Jesus, like, Jesus, I know I don't feel good. I don't feel like I look good. I don't feel like shit. How am I even gonna find a God-fearing woman? And I don't even like myself, love myself. These things that I literally can't see happening. I'm just posting my thoughts on TikTok. You know, whether somebody listen or not, I don't really care, I guess. But, yeah, I'm trying.